Well, let's continue to discuss this. Piers Corbyn is from the group weatheraction.com, an organisation that predicts the weather and climate using long-range solar techniques, and our man Phil Avery also here. Thanks very much for coming. I notice you've brought a brolly rather than barbecue coals.
That's right. Well, we did predict this very wet summer back in the 22nd of February. The science has advanced, you see, unlike the Met Office, who are stuck in a rut. Our forecast issued 22nd February said June, July and August 2009 mostly wet or very wet and generally cool and rather cloudy, some violent thunderstorms and floods, west and north wetter than south and southeast relative to normal, some dry fine spells mainly in the south and southeast. And that was broken into 13 weather periods and subsequently into 27 weather periods for the.
So roughly about the time that you were doing that, you would have remembered that they put out.
They hadn't even thought of putting out their press release until April.
This was and the barbecue summer. When you heard that, what did you think?
Well, we told all our customers there's complete nonsense. There's a 1% chance or 0.1% chance of them being right and an 85% chance of our forecast being correct.
Are you saying essentially you are using technology that is rather different to what the Met Office uses?
Well, it's not technology, it's science. They're obsessed with computer technology. Just like economic models on computer models don't work. The computer model method of long-range forecasting doesn't work. We use physics and equations which enable us to understand the dynamical effects of charged particles from the sun and their interaction with the moon, which upsets the Russia particles from the sun, and how that changes the jet stream, which is the low pressure systems rushing into Britain and Europe. And we can predict that months and months ahead.
Phil, to be fair to the Met Office, yes. I mean, we heard the explanation, although perhaps the press release, perhaps people will focus on that and think what was on the top line
They
there.
seem to have.
Within the detail, they've provided themselves cover here.
Absolutely. I think you could say that the forecast, when we actually managed to get it out, Piers, thank you for that, was not overly ambitious and really reflects the rather nascent level of the science behind the longer range forecasting. Science, I have to say, as we use it, the Met Office, I have to say that we do not see ourselves as a rather odd exception to the general rule. If I took you to the States, to France, to Germany, in fact to most other countries in the world, they'd be using very similar techniques. Techniques which I have to say, although I'm not here to diss you by any means, Piers, you would not find replicated across a great many places.
Well,
in fact,
we haven't told people how it's done.
No, you haven't. That's been very sensible business.
Key things. Well, of course, I have investors who are countenancing me against further revealing of our methods, but it will be out there in the end.
Well, we all wait with that with some bated breath. Now, I've been in weather for about 20 years. I am still waiting for you to publish the secret of your success.
Published it, I think you and a lot of governments would be very upset because it would take the carpet under them for all their belief in climate change.
Well, I look forward to being guided by you and your organisation in the very near future to save us all, Piers.
But then why do all these other countries use the Met Office method then?
Well, we had recently a programme on ABC network in the USA giving us a 15-minute interviews and slots and forecasts for extreme events in the USA, which did occur as we predicted.
But they're not using the system. Anyway,
well, they're using our forecasts, which use our system.
I think we can all agree that the Met Office will certainly learn 1 or 2 lessons about PR, if nothing else.
Yes.
Yes, very good point on which to end, actually.
Thanks very much
you, Phil. Phil Avery.
The two of you. We'll get the very latest from Laura Tobin in